Hola Libras, welcome to your love reading for January 2022. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email or a DM. Otherwise, let's get to your reading. Sorry I've been late on this. I've been had some stuff happen this month, so I'm coming out of it though, so here I am. Holy Spirit, angels, divine guides, the universe, can you please provide your truth, your wisdom, your clarity, and your insight for Libras for January 2022? What do you see? What do they need to know to reach your higher ground, become closer to universe and closer to divine through your messages? Any messages would be greatly appreciated. We thank you. What do you see? What do they need to know? What are the love energies that Libras passed out of prior to January 22? Love energies you passed out of is the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Make sure you click on the Vimeo link below for what your love interest is thinking or feeling, and in that I'll have something you do not know about them in addition to if they're seeing or interested in somebody else. We have the hanging man in the upright for January 2022 love energies. Also, all my 2022 sun moon predictions are up. They're in my playlist. Go check yours out. Check out your 2021s while you're in there. See if they rang true for you. We're ending on the Two of Wands as you move out of January into February. Also check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like, share, subscribe, donate. Let's get to your reading. So it looks like prior to January with the Ten of Swords in reverse, you're finally coming out of a very difficult time. The Ten of Swords in reverse is usually the road to recovery. It's when you've gone through something that was pretty painful, a pretty bad ending. It was pretty unpleasant. And actually, since we're talking about before January, sorry, I always tend to use the present tense when I should be using the past tense. So in the past, you were on the road to recovery, and I think you may still be. We'll see as we move forward, and we'll see as we pull clarifiers. But I think you've really kind of you've grown over whatever it was traumatic that had happened, probably a bad breakup or something in regards to that. You probably thought it was going to be the worst thing in the world, and you found out that it wasn't. And like I said, you're well on your way to healing, recovery, dealing with or having dealt with the old pain that there was. So that's the good news. Now, it looks like it's January 2022, though, you're just kind of in suspension, not a lot of stuff going on. Maybe you don't want to kind of get into something. You want to kind of put everything on pause. You're not ready to get into another relationship or something of that kind. And I think you're doing a lot of reflection, a lot of consideration, a lot of, if I get into something again, what am I going to, what am I willing to sacrifice, or what am I willing to put up with and not put up with? What is my criteria going to be? So I feel like January is going to be a big moment where you're kind of going over all this stuff so that, you figure out what you learned in the previous relationship you're in and how you're going to apply it in future relationships moving forward. February to, as you come out of January and going into February, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. So this kind of leads me to believe that you're not going to be the most trusting person moving forward. I feel as though you might be a little embittered from whatever experience this was. You might be still carrying some residual from it. Because what I'm getting from the Two of Wands in reverse is you really don't want to have a partnership with anybody. You really don't want to kind of plan anything with anybody. Trust issues again. And I also think, from the experience you had, you just had the feeling you really can't count on anybody. Like, I feel like you totally put stock into somebody. You totally did a lot for them. You put a lot of yourself into it. And what ended up happening was, they didn't pull their weight, so to speak. They were really unreliable. They didn't kind of come through for you. And I think as you move forward, you're still feeling the sting from that experience, and you don't want to get into something that you don't know very much about it, knowing that you can go through a similar experience. Also, I feel like with the previous person, there was a lot of stuff that you didn't choose to look at. So you might have overlooked because you're really in love, or you were idealizing them, or you were, swept up in the romance or what have you. And you want to, moving forward out of January into February, you want to be very careful not to make that same mistake. Maybe a little too careful. I think you do have to put a little bit of yourself out there, but let's see what the clarifiers have to say. Why are these cards before me? Who are these people? What are these energies? Starting with the Ten of Swords in reverse for Libras for January. All right, so you came to the conclusion prior to January, whatever it was, the major thing that you got out of it, I think the mental breakthrough that you got out of it is it wouldn't have worked no matter what. No matter how much energy you worked into it, I mean, you put into it, no matter how much you hammered away, ultimately it wasn't going to work, like from a fundamental viewpoint. And I feel like once you kind of came to that conclusion, it was a lot easier for you to move forward, in regards to recovering and what have you. I do see that you kept yourself very busy. Two of Pentacles in the upright, idle hands are not a good thing. So you probably tried to, get invested in a lot of different projects, a lot of maybe social events, since you guys are very social, and just kind of made it so you really didn't have room to ruminate or room to, kind of have a personal life or anything. Just busy, busy, busy. And for some of you might have had to be busy just to try to make ends meet or what have you, or had to work because of the circumstances. But I also see you mentally freed with the Eight of Swords in reverse. So, all of this lent itself to a process for you to fully release whatever this was. So that's really, really good. We kind of want to do that before we kind of get into something else. I think you feel liberated. I think you look at the patterns that existed in that previous relationship, and you really, really learned a lot from it. I feel with Eight of Swords in reverse, it's kind of picking through those patterns and moving forward and saying, okay, I'm open to change. I'm open to doing things differently because of what I've learned, and I'm also going to let go of things and not beat myself up because of my past ways. Okay. So why is the Hangman here in the upright for Libras? Who's this person? What's this energy? Yeah, so you came out of that suffering. It was a really difficult time, huge emotional hardship, maybe loneliness, maybe, a lot of things that kind of went along with that. But it's the light at the end of the tunnel. Actually, you're in the light. Actually, I feel like the tunnel is actually behind you. You're very happy that struggle is over. Because it was a really, really difficult time, and your judgment is very clear now. So during this period of suspension that we talked about, there's a lot of enlightenment going on, and your judgment is not clearing up. It is very clear, and you're having this huge awakening, saying to yourself, okay, when I move forward, I'm going to walk into something with my eyes wide open, and I'm going to make sure that I have an awareness about everything and as much as I can about the other person or the situation they're in or what have you. I'm going to make a decision based upon that, and then I'm going to move forward so that I don't end up having regrets at a later date. Okay. Really think you're working on absolution too. That's part of it. And the Death card in the upright, which is the card of Scorpio, is you moving forward in your new skin. So it's a rebirth of a totally different Libra now. Your past ways are behind you, and you're committed to move forward very differently when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships, because you have learned a lot. And not only that, that previous relationship that you had is totally non-existent, burned to the ground, dead, buried, not anything you plan on revisiting. And there's a huge finality to that, actually. So that's what I'm seeing in January. Why is the Two of Wands here in a reverse for Libras? Who's this person? What's this energy? Okay, yeah. So whoever you're considering or you kind of come in contact with after this period, I feel as though you just know it's not going to work with them. There's just, something about them. I do think it's a particular person. They may feel a little bit, they may have a snobby kind of vibe to them, feel a little bit entitled. And that's not something that really melds with your personality. But you also know that in the early stages with this person, I really don't even think, I think you just started talking to them or something like that. You're finding out that this would be a very short-lived connection if you do get into it. It doesn't seem like, and it also seems like this person would be doing more of the taking than more of the giving, is what I'm getting from this. Really irresponsible, a really extravagant kind of person that likes to lead people around by the nose, so to speak. So definitely not your type of person, and you're being careful not to get into a situation like that. Mentally, you release them, so to speak. Well, you say to yourself, if I get involved with this person, I'm going to end up, very depressed, very anxious, having a lot of negative emotions and negative thoughts. So what I need to do is not have anything to do with this person, to look at the reality of them rather than what I want the perception to be, and kind of see down the line that I don't want to end up at rock bottom again and kind of go through it all over again. So to kind of get out of that. But the Ace of Swords in reverse is what was I going to say? You actually kind of maybe having a little bit of doubt, wondering if you are doing the right thing or not, a little bit of indecisiveness in regards to that. For some reason, you don't have entirely clear judgment with this. I feel like you're kind of second guessing yourself, or you kind of have to tell yourself you're doing the right thing. Because you don't know 100%, and I think that's bothering you to a degree. There are things that are coming up about this person, but you can't say in your heart of hearts that that you're 100% sure. But I mean, when are you guys ever 100% sure of anything, right? So that's just that indecisive vibe coming in. So that's what I have for you all. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email or a DM, and we can certainly set that up. Otherwise, make sure you click on the Vimeo link below for what your love interest is thinking or feeling. And in that spread, I'll have something you do not know about them, in addition to if they're seeing someone or interested in someone else. I have finished up my 2022 Sun Moon predictions. Go into my playlist. Go check those out for your Sun Moon sign. Also, check out your 2021 Sun Moon readings, see if they rang true for you. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like, share, subscribe, or donate. Otherwise, Libras, best of luck to you in love. I will see you in the Vimeo. Adios from Veronica Garnett. Bye.